as we enter the old hectic period of Easter, which will see 2 games in just 4 days. Can Norwich and the chasing pack keep up the heat? We'll take a little look next. That's right, folks, back once again with another pressure show. Today we take a look at match day number, what the heck is it? Match day number 39 out of the Championship. And we'll get to that in just 1 second. If you're new to the channel, stop what you're doing, follow what you're doing, and smash the subscribe to get your bang up to date with all things Championship related, Blackburn Rovers related, whoa, football related, we gotta know here on the Roverseas. That's right, of course, Easter is coming around the corner. And of course, it will be manic. Big opportunity for teams to put 6 points on the agenda in just 2 bloody matches. But of course, a bit of drama did happen prior to the international break with Alex Neil stepping aside from his duties at Preston. I will talk all about that in just a second. Of course, a big shout out, of course, to the VIP Band of Brothers. Thank you for continuing to support the channel behind the scenes, and I'm talking about Patreon, that's right. Of course, thank you for your continued support. If anyone else is out there that wants to join the band of men and women, check out the links down below. I'm on Twitter, Facebook, Twitch, and of course Patreon, so make sure you check that sucker out. But anyway, let's take a look at, of course, how I got on, and then we'll take a look at how you got on, and then we'll take a look at what will go on. So let's get into it, of course, and take a look at the deep end, which was the games that did take place prior to the international break, and we are talking on Saturday the 20th of March. Brentford against Forest ended up as a 1-1 draw in the end. I'm Tony from the penalty spot, giving Brentford the lead. Philip Krovinovic on the score sheet, of course, Nottingham Forest, the West Brom loanee, giving Forest a share of the spoils. 1-1 in the end. Big point for Forest. A couple of drop points there for Brentford. Meanwhile, of course, Bristol City, I don't know. You just don't know what you're going to get with Bristol City. 2-0 loss to Rotherham this time. Michael Smith on the score sheet, of course, and Richard Wood for Rotherham, giving them the W. 2-0 in the end. Shame on them. Actually, on the 2-1 for Bristol City, so shame on me. Meanwhile, Coventry and Wycombe ended up as a new draw. Nothing to report here. Meanwhile, Barnsley did suffer a defeat against Sheffield Wednesday, 2-1 loss. Jordan Rose with a couple of goals there for Sheffield Wednesday. Of course, Carlton Morris getting the goal for Barnsley, but too little, too late. Big win for Sheffield Wednesday. Barnsley losing for the first time in a long time. Meanwhile, Millwall did pick up a win against Middlesbrough in the end. Grant Hull with a big for OG, giving Millwall the W on this one. Of course, 2-1 win for Millwall for me. I went with the right side, so happy days with that. Meanwhile, Reading against QPR ended up all square, 1-1 in the end. Goal scores from Jakob Mighty on the score sheet for Reading. Lyndon Dykes getting a goal for the first time in a long time for QPR. I actually remember the one to win myself in the end. Meanwhile, Watford against Birmingham was a one-sided affair, I believe. 3-0 in the end. Watford coming out on top with goal scores coming from Ken Zerman, Nathaniel Chambala, and Andre Gray getting the goals for Watford as they took care of business. 2-0 for me. Of course, Norwich could not even beat Blackburn bloody Rovers. Look at that. Shambolic. 1-1 in the end. McLean on the score sheet, of course, Norwich, 53rd minute. Of course, Sam Gallagher, iron long, levelled it, of course, for Rovers. And to be fair, we were hard done by. We should have took all 3 points. I'm not lying. I'm not saying that because I wear blue and white tinted glasses. We were the better side. Of course, it was the last game for Alex Neil as manager of Preston as he decided to part ways with the club. 1-0 loss in the end to Luton Town. Daniel Everson. He's a striker, but he put it over the ball in the back of his own net. 2-1 for me in favour of Preston, but of course, it's all changed there, of course, at Preston. And of course, I am recording this early doors, so I don't know if a manager has been appointed. So if it has, congrats. If not, wait to the end of the season. So yeah, 1-0 loss for Preston. Meanwhile, Stoke picked up a win against Wayne Rooney FC with a 1-0 win for the Stokies. Of course, grinding out the results as they do. Jacob Brown on the score sheet with Stoke, giving them the W, and of course, keeping Derby in trouble. Meanwhile, Swansea against Cardiff in the battle of the Welsh boys ended up as a 1-0 win for Cardiff in the end. Aidan Flint on the score sheet, of course, for Cardiff, giving them the W. Actually, remember the 2-0 win for Swansea. And of course, the last game there was postponed because Bournemouth were busy in the FA Cup. Swansea in a bit of a rut at the moment, just one win in the past 4 games. Have the other sides believing that, you know what, maybe it's not home and hose just yet in that top 6. We'll take a look at the table right here, right now. This is what I'm talking about, of course. Swansea City in 69 points in 3rd. Of course, Norwich City are still outright leaders and comfortably so. Of course, Watford are 2nd, and they look comfortably in that position as well, to 6 points clear over the likes of Swansea and Bradford, who both have games in hand. But of course, back-to-back defeats for Swansea now, and just 1 win in the past 4 games. As for Brentford, also won with the past 4 games as well, leaving the likes of Barnsley, Reading, and even the chasing pack now, believing that they could get back into this. Of course, Bournemouth, a win for them in their game in hand. They could move into the top 6 at the expense of Reading. Then, of course, Cardiff, Middlesbrough, and maybe even the likes of Millwall and Stoke still have a little bit of aspirations to get into those top 6, but they've got a lot of work to do, even with QPR with the game in hand. Of course, let's take a look at how you guys got on with the prediction league. Here we bloody go. That's the criteria right there. Of course, let's take a look at AJ24. We did shite, mate. Cody also did ghastly. We all did ghastly, so don't worry about it. Of course, Game Charlie did poop. Olajuwon did absolutely shocking. Of course, Jamie Gold also did poop. Okay, didn't do okay. Ocho Omiro did absolutely shite. Sam Reese, year 5, also did crap. These 21 also did shocking. JSP City are great. You're not great. Vincent Hung did poop. And Hai Chi T did shite. Of course, Roberto Hollis did good. Well, give you a round of applause because I think you're the kingpin for this week. Escobar did poop. Well, of course, Ollie Trafford also did shocking. Joachim Jakobsen also did greatly shit. Ivan Stringer did poop. Olaji Ojo also did shocking. Shane O'Donnell also did crapperoonie. Tom Stain also did ghastly. Damien Evan did crap. Yannick Buster did poop. Alex Weller did poopity scoopity. And, of course, Russell Frost also had a shocker. Let's take a look at it. Look at them. They're embarrassing. Oh, my goodness. Horrible scorelines. But Roberto Hollis comes out singing like ingloriousness because, of course, he's not only king, he's the only guy with a not a red face. And that 5 points gives him a bit of hope in the old chasing pack in the big table here, of course, as the leader is Gaming Bloody Charlie, who came away with, what did he come away with? He came away with 2 points. Roberto Hollis, big winner this week, closing 3 points in on Gaming Charlie. Cody Gaho, also big winner, but he's still far off the pace. Okay, also a bit of a big winner as well. So, a couple of little movements there as Gaming Charlie slips up, opens up the likes for Russell Frost, level on percentage points. So very, very marginal differences between the first and maybe third, and then you got the chasing pack there. So right here, right now, I'll say it's a 3-horse race, but it could still all change because with the next round of matches, which kick off right here after the international break, and of course it's 2 games in 4 games. We'll just do the one. Of course, hopefully we'll be back with the next one after the conclusion of the Huddersfield Brentford game. So let's take a look at it. Of course, it'll be Bournemouth, hopefully, up against Matey Boys Middlesbrough. Hopefully I can get into this. Where is it? There it is. Of course, plays for the last 6, of course. 3 wins for Bournemouth, 1 for Middlesbrough, 2 draws, of course, heading into this last round in Bournemouth. Was over 3-1 win for Bournemouth back in, of course, the League Cup back in October 2010. Jack Simpson, Callum Wilson, and Benikett Afobe on score sheet for Bournemouth. Marcus Taverner getting on the goal sheet for Middlesbrough. That was, of course, in the League Cup. That's not pressure, though, in the league. Was in the Premier League. And Bournemouth came out top with a 4-0 win back in April 2017. Joshua King, Pugh, Afobe, and Charlie Daniels on the score sheet. With Gaston Ramirez got himself sent off. They played each other this season down at Riverside. It was a 1-1 draw back in, of course, September. Heading into this, though, 2 wins and 2 defeats in the past 4 games. So Middlesbrough have them in a bit of hot and cold kind of form. Meanwhile, Bournemouth just 1 win in the past 4 games. That 1 win was against Swansea, of course, prior to the FA Cup exit. Look at the bookies' odds on this one then, shall we? What do we have on this one? Bournemouth coming into 20-19 on for the victory. 5-2 is your draw. 40-5 is your Middlesbrough. Long shots on this one. Of course, the Borough coming into this City in 9th. And for them, they could actually go above Bournemouth in 7th. But a win for Bournemouth in 7th. They could actually go as high as 6th in the table. Tight one this one. 2-1 win in the end for Bournemouth. Give them the 3 points and potentially move into the top 6. Let's have Bristol City up against Stoke City in the Battle of the Cities. Of course, plays for the last 6. 4 wins for Bristol City. 1 win for Stoke. 1 draw last time around in Bristol was a 1-1 draw back in July 2020 in lockdown. Flynn Benkovic on scoring with Danny Bath getting the consolation goal or equaliser, should I say, for Stoke. Heading into this, Bristol City have actually lost the last 6 home matches and also failed to score in 5 of the last 6 home matches as well. Stoke failing to win their last 11 on the road. They come into this just 1 defeat though in the past 5 games. Sorry, 4 games. That was against Middlesbrough at the Riverside. Meanwhile, just 1 win in the past 5 for Bristol. That was against Birmingham in the end 3-0 win over the Brum at St Andrews. Look at the bookies' odds. What do we have on this one? What do we have? Birmingham coming to... Where are we? We're looking at Bristol City. Bristol City. I don't even see it. Where is it? Maybe there is no odds. For whatever reason, I don't see any odds. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. It's Stoke. That's bloody because it's Stoke. That's right. I'm on the bet 365. Anyway, a win for Bristol City in 14th. A win. They could move up to bloody 12th. A win for Stoke. They're in 11th. They can move up to 10th. And maybe just realistically get themselves back in the playoff contention. 1-1 in the end, though. Points split right down the middle. Unless, of course, Cardiff. Take, of course, Nottingham Forest. Let's get into this one then, shall we? Of course, play to the last 6. 4 for Cardiff, 2 for Forest. No draws. Last round. In Cardiff was the 1 win for Forest. Back in February 2020, Thiago Silva on the score sheet, giving Forest the W. Of course, the picture of this season in in the league. It was 2-0 win for Cardiff in Forest, in City Ground, of course, back in September. They also played in the FA Cup in January, and it was a 1-0 win for Forest. Cardiff, though, undefeated in the last 14 matches in the Championship. Was not a Forest have actually failed to win the last 6. Heading into this, though, just one defeat of the past 6 games for Cardiff. That was against Watford. Without a win in at least 6, and in fact, 3 draws and 3 defeats in the past 6 games for Forest have them still scrambling. Look at the bookies odds on this one. We have Cardiff 21-20 for the actually 40-5 is your Forest, 9-4 is your draw. Forest all the way down to 17th, but a win for them they can move up to 60th, whereas Cardiff are in 8th. A win for them they can move up to 7th. Again, get themselves back in the old playoff. 2-0 win in the end for Cardiff to have them dreaming. Next up, we have a bit of a crunch clash here. Derby counts up against Luton Town. Played the last 6, 3 for Derby, 3 for Luton. No draws. Last time around at Pride Park was a 2-0 win for Derby back in, of course, October 2019. Matty Pearson with a big fat OG and Tom Lawrence getting the goal for Derby. However, they also played each other at Kenilworth Road. Back in September was a 2-1 win for Luton. Luke Perry on the score sheet, of course. Jordan Clark on the score sheet for Luton. Of course, Derby's Jack Merrick getting on the goals for themselves. Of course, Derby, though, failing to score in the last 5 of the last 6 matches. Also failing to win the last 7. They get into this, though. Derby, just two draws of the past 6. The other ones are defeats. Meanwhile, 4 wins of the past 6 games for Luton have them dreaming of bigger things. Of course, back-to-back wins as well, beating Coventry and beating Preston, and also keeping back-to-back clean sheets as well. Looking very, very airtight at the moment. Of course, Derby 21-20 for the victory, 9-4 is your draw, 11-4 is your away win. Of course, that's Luton Town. Gone with a draw on this one, which won't keep Rooney happy, but it'll keep Luton Town moving closer. Next, of course, we have Millwall up against Rotherham. Let's get into this one then, shall we? Of course, played to the last 6. We have, of course, 2 for Millwall, 3 for Rotherham, 1 draw last round in Millwall was a 0-0 draw back in, of course, February 2019. Also played to this season in the New York Stadium in Rotherham was a 1-0 win for Millwall back in, of course, September this season. Heading into this, 2 wins the past 3 games for Rotherham have them dreaming. Of course, they have a defeat against Watford sandwiched in between those 2 wins. As for Millwall, 3 wins, 3 defeats in the past 6 games. Again, keep them moving the chains in the right direction. And of course, the bookies odds will see Millwall even Steams for the direction. 11-5 is your draw, 3-1 is your Rotherham. Of course, Rotherham are down into, of course, the relegation zone at the moment. And 22nd spot, but for them they can move up to 21st. As for Luton, they're in 13th. And for them they can move into the top half, up as high as 10th in the table. I've gone with a 2-1 win for Millwall on this one. Get the 3 points and move the chains. Watford taking on, of course, where are you? Sheffield Wednesday. Played to the last 6, 3 for Watford, 1 for Wednesday, 2 draws. Last round at Watford was a 1-1 draw in Vicarage Road in the Championship back in 2015. Vidra and Nuhuhu on score sheet, of course, Sheffield Wednesday. As was points were split right down the middle. Of course, the picture that this season at Hillsborough was also a 0-0 draw in the end. Of course, Watford, they're winning 9 last 10 matches in the Championship, keeping clean sheet 7 last 9 matches at home as well. Coming into this, though, Watford 5 on the spin for them, beating likes of Wycombe, Forest, Cardiff, Rotherham and and Birmingham in the end. A nice good old run. Meanwhile, just 1 win the past 6 games for Sheffield Wednesday, but that win was against Barnsley, and that was last round. Of course, bookies odds on this one then, shall we? We have Watford coming at you 7-4 on for the victory, 11-4 is your draw, 5-1 is your Sheffield Wednesday. Sheffield Wednesday currently find themselves in 23rd, but for them they can move to 22nd. As for Watford, they're in 2nd, and for them they can move closer to top honours. Gone with a 2-0 win for Watford on the end. Points split right. Well, no, points going right home to bloody Vicarage Road. Next up, of course, Preston North End. Potential new manager here, of course, up against high flying, playoff chasing Norwich City. Of course, played to the last 6, 1 for North End, 2 for Norwich, 3 draws last round. At Deep Dale was a 3-1 win for Preston back in February 2019. Of course, Ben Davies, Paul Gallagher, and Sean Maguire on the score sheet for Preston as they 2 or 3 points. Of course, Pookie on the score sheet for, of course, Norwich back in the day. He also played each other this season at Carrow Road. It was a 2-2 draw back in September, and they also played each other at Deep Dale in the FA Cup last season. A 4-2 win though for Norwich. Norwich though winning their last 5 away matches in the Championship. Score though Preston no offence to score in the last 3, so looking pretty ready rope actually without a win in 5. That's North End losing 4 of that as well. Meanwhile, of course, Norwich coming to the back of this with a 1-game winless run. Of course, that 1 game was against Blackburn Rovers, who were fantastic against Norwich as well. Of course, bookies odds on this one will go in favour of Norwich. I'm sure 5-4 on for the victory. 7-2 is your Preston. Of course, 5-2 is your draw. North End coming to this in 16th, but for them they can move up to bloody 15th. Whereas Norwich are top, and they'll be top no matter what. Going to go with a 3-0 win for Norwich on this one. Again, smashing the 3 points, smashing the goals and taking home the 3 points. Next, we've got QPR taking, of course, Coventry City. Of course, played each other the last 6, 2 wins apiece and 2 draws. Last round at Loftus Road was a 2-1 win for Coventry. It was a 2-1 win for QPR. That was back in January 2011. Oh my goodness gracious me. And about Tullibats on the score, Rain Routledge as well. Marlon King Redding getting the goals for, of course, Coventry. That was, of course, probably the year QPR got themselves promoted, I think. They also pictured that this season down at the St Andrews, aka in Coventry. Matt Godden on score sheet, Callum O'Hare and Kyle McFadden getting on the goal scoring sheet for Coventry. Of course, Lyndon Dykes and Jan Barbet getting the goals for QPR. Coventry, though, failing to win their last 9 away matches. Heading into this, of course, just one win, though, the past 5 games. So then that was beating Derby. Meanwhile, just one defeat the past 5 for QPR. And that was against Huddersfield a couple of games back. Have QPR moving in the right direction, quite surprisingly in my eyes. Even Steve Sakara for QPR, 12-5 is your draw, 11-4 is your Coventry on this one. Coventry coming to this sitting in 20th, and win for them they can move up to at least 17th. QPR in 12th, and win for them they can move up to the top 10. Oh my goodness. Going to go with a 1-0 win for QPR on this one to take the 3 points. It'll be tight, but they'll do it. Next, of course, a big game, biggest game of the week. Of course, it is Wycombe up against Blackburn Rovers. Played just the one time in recent times. That was a 1-0 as a 5-0 win for Rovers back in, of course, September. Let's have some of that. Of course, though, heading into this, Blackburn, though, failing to win 11 last 12 matches in the Championship. That's pretty shitty form. Heading into this, so just one defeat the past 5 games for Rovers have them maybe believing that they're onto something here as they finally get the points in the right direction. Getting results against Swansea, Brentford, not so much. Bristol City and Norwich have them moving the change ever so slightly. As for Wycombe, they come into this just one win in the past 6 games. That was against Preston. Of course, the beginning of the end for Neil there. Of course, bookies odds on this one. We have Wycombe coming at you 7-2 for the victory, 5-4 on is your Rovers, 13-5 is your draw. Of course, Wycombe are in at 24th, but a win for them they could close it in on 23rd. Rovers are in 15th, and a win for them they can move up to 14th above Preston with a bit of a goal swing. Going to go with a win on this one for Rovers. It's about bloody time. Start to turn the corner, Mowbray. Next, of course, Barnsley against Reading in a playoff dead header here. Of course, Barnsley come into this playing against Reading, losing they've not beaten Reading in the last 6, is what I'm trying to say. 3 wins for Reading, 3 draws, of course. Last round at Oka was a 1-1 draw back in, of course, December 2019. Collingwood draw on the score sheet, of course, Lucas Jow as well. Of course, played each other this season, and the Bajewski back in, of course, September's a 2-0 win for Reading. Mate Olisi on the score sheet with Mikael Helik, and of course, Mads Anderson getting himself sent off back in September. Of course, heading into this, though, Reading without a win in 3, drawing 2 and losing 1. Meanwhile, Barnsley just one defeat the past 6. That was against Sheffield Wednesday just the other day. Look at the bookies odds on this one. We have Barnsley coming at you 23-20 for the victory, 9-4 is your draw, 5-2 is your Reading. Reading sit in 6th, and win for them they can move up to 5th, but sitting in 5th is Barnsley, and win for them they can close it in on 4th. Going to go with Barnsley on this one with a 2-1 win because I don't believe in the Reading. That's right. Next, of course, Birmingham City up against Swansea. Played to the last 6, nothing for Birmingham, 3 for Swansea, 3 draws last time around at Birmingham was a 3-1 win for Swansea back, of course, July 2020. Lucas Jacowitz on the score sheet, of course, Ryan Brewster, Ben Cabango and Jay Fulton on the score sheet for Swansea as they took all the 3 points. They also played this season in Wales, the Liberty, of course, it was a 0-0 draw back in, of course, September this season. Heading into this, though, just one win the past 4 games for Swansea, that was against Luton. Meanwhile, just one win the past 5 games for Birmingham, that was against, of course, Reading not too long ago. Meanwhile, heading into this, the bookies odds 11-5 for Birmingham, 11-5 is draw, 30-10 is your Swansea. Birmingham are down into 21st, but a win for them they can move up to 19th, whereas Swansea are 3rd, and a win for them they can close it in on 2nd. To go with a 2-1 win for Swansea on this one, 3 points on the road, and again move the chains. And then wrapping up, it'll be Huddersfield up against Brentford. Played the last 6, 3 for Huddersfield, 2 for Brentford, and 1 draw. Last round at Huddersfield was a 0-0 draw for everybody, of course, back in January 2020. Also played this season in Brentford was a 3-0 win for Brentford back in, of course, September 2020. Just Josh Da Silva, Marcus Forss, and Brian Mbembo getting the goals for Huddersfield as they took the 3 points. Heading into this, though, Huddersfield unbeaten the last 4, picking up just 1 win, though, in the past 6. Meanwhile, Brentford just 1 defeat the past 6 games. That was a loss to Norwich at Cardiff. Who loses to Norwich, eh? Of course, heading into this, 9-4 for Huddersfield for the victory. Of course, 23-20 is your Brentford, 12-5 is your draw. Huddersfield are down, and of course, into 18th, but a win for them, they can move up to 16th. Brentford are in 4th, but a win for them, they can move into 3rd. Going to go with Brentford on this one with a 2-0 win on the bloody road. And that, my friends, is what I think will happen in match day number 39. If I'm right, which I bloody hope so, this is what the table will look like at the end of it, I think. Norwich City, of course, will be, 8 points clear of the chasing pack. That is Watford. And then, of course, Swansea will be 6 points adrift, sitting in 3rd. Brentford 4th, Barnsley 5th, and Bournemouth move into the top 6 at the expense of Reading, Birmingham, Rotherham, and Wycombe going down according to this, but of course not really. It will still be Rotherham, Sheffield Wednesday, and Wycombe, but of course that's because of the way it is. Anyway, that's of course what I think will happen in this match, this weekend. Of course, be sure to get your picks in us early for the Prediction League as we try to see who will become the Prediction King for the inaugural Prediction King for the Championship. But until then, though, be sure to give the video some love, smash your thumbs up, smash your subscribe. We'll do it all again very, very soon. Until then, check out the links down below. I'm on Twitter, I'm on Twitch, I'm on Facebook, and again, if you want to check me out on Patreon, support the channel in another way, that's the best place to do it. Until then, though, I'll see you all soon. Mask up, 6 feet, and all that kind of stuff, and get your vaccination. Till then, I'm out.